Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I have the speech off, so I have no idea what I'm pressing or what the camera is. But I am at home and I'm using my laptop to hold my phone, so I apologize if the camera quality is terrible. This video is not about this visual, it's about the auditory. So I haven't posted a lot on my channel. I've been at home. I don't really have a reliable internet connection, so it's been fun. But I have been going through a lot of personal things, health-wise, and a lot of emotional things, I guess you could say. A lot of stress, a lot of emotional pain, I guess. I can't really talk about it too much in my YouTube channel. I'm just not ready to talk about it in social media. But there's a lot of discrimination that has happened, and I just kind of struggling with it, not gonna lie. Some people that I trusted a lot kind of like betrayed me in a way, and I knew them professionally and personally, and I'm kind of like shocked on both ends, personally and professionally, because I trusted this person, group of people actually, and so I've been dealing with it for the past 6 months, and here recently it's just gotten overwhelming. I try not to let it take over my life, but it's happening a little bit. I have been really stressed about this situation, and I can't talk about it, but I wish I could. But after this is all over, and once I figure out what happens, because this situation always changes, so if I told you today, this story would change tomorrow. But once the situation is under control, taken care of, everything's fine, I will post and let you guys know what happened. But it's not pleasant, and some of you will probably either hate me at the end or be angry at the people I'm angry with. And I apologize if I upset anyone in the professional or personal community of disability. I did what was right for me. It bothers me that discrimination still happens in the world, and I'm still working on it, I guess. But, yeah, I'm not going into any more details about that. I'll talk about it in a couple months. But, basically, discrimination and how to deal with it. I've been struggling personally, obviously. And, there's times you have to pick and choose your battles. Like, you don't want to fight every single person on discrimination. I mean, it'd be great if we could say, yeah, complain about it. But, honestly, if you have a disability and someone says something to you, or, something that shouldn't be happening because of your disability, you have to pick your battles and decide which one is worth fighting for. Plus, you have to consider the legal system is very shaky, so, like, it may take, like, 5 months for something to happen, depending on what kind of, like, justice you want for your discrimination. So, like, mine that I'm working on now, it's been since, like, February, March, and it's now September, almost October, so, takes a while. Still waiting for something to happen, I don't know what, and no matter what the outcome, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, so I'm struggling with just, I guess, finding out where I fit in the whole health field / disability field, because I'm an advocate for disability rights, equality, and I have thought for a long time that we need a disability protest, like the Black Lives Matter movement, except hopefully not, like, so extreme, like we're gonna go kill someone extreme. Not saying that all Black Lives Matter people are like that, but there are some. I've thought that for a long time, and I've been struggling with my own personal stuff, plus the stuff on the news and everything with the protesters, and just like figuring out, me as a person, where I fit into society as a blind person slash, I'm mixed, so I have black on my dad's side, white on my mom's side. So just trying to figure that out and like figure out my stance and my beliefs on equality, how much is too much protesting, and how far I'm willing to go for justice, and if justice will even be served, and then, of course, my faith is being tested too with all this, and luckily, God and I are doing pretty good now. We were shaky for a while, but, we're doing good, because, there's no way I could have made it this long without God at this point. It's been a while. So yeah, anyway, back to the main point of this video. So what started all this, like me trying to figure out where I belong and everything, there was a song that the National Federation of the Blind, they're an organization here in America, and they are really cool. They do a lot of really cool stuff for blind people, and they do a lot of, like civil rights stuff and all that, and a lot of other stuff I'm not going to get into, but go check out their website. Again, it's National Federation for the Blind, and they're really cool. But anyway, so they had their convention on Zoom this year, which is like a video conferencing thing, and it was really cool because it was virtual, and I got to go without leaving my house, and they sang a song at the banquet, and it was called, Make Them Hear You, and it's in a musical called Ragtime, which I hadn't heard of up until this point. Really cool song, by the way, and I started looking it up, and like literally, they could go so well with like the times and like the societal unrest, I guess you could call it, of the world. So let me just read you the lyrics of it, and then I'm gonna read you some of my poems that I've been writing during this time. Okay, so the song is called Make Them Hear You, and I'm just gonna read you the lyrics. Go out and tell our story. Let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you, make them hear you. How justice was our battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you, make them hear you. And say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles that are more than black and white. And I do not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Go out and tell our story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of a pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then, my brothers, then, will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you again. Which, I think that's more like a ballad, but, it works. I really like the part about how, the battles were more than black and white. More than two sides to the battle, basically. And, whenever they talked about... Sorry, I had this all played out in my head, and then I made this video, and I was like, crap, I forgot the words. Whenever it says, tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. I like that because they're showing the unity of other races, because ragtime is black versus white society. I haven't read the book yet, but it's what I've heard. I do have the book, I'm going to read it later. But yeah, I love that song, and I heard it, and then it got stuck in my head for like, well, let's see, the convention was in July, and it's September, so 2 months, and, like, I was like, yeah, like, this is a great song, like, they should add this to the Black Lives Matter movement protest thing. They have a list, it's like, a Black Lives, playlist thing you can get on, like, YouTube. Really cool. And it has all the, like, I guess you call it civil rights music, I guess, of our generation. So yeah, I like that song. Anyway, yeah, if you're watching this, I apologize. Like, it's just me. I'm bored. It's Saturday night, and so I'm just chilling. But yeah, so, you know, it's been interesting. And I love that song because it shows the unity of the movement. I believe ragtime was set in, like, the 60s or 70s. So, yeah, so, you know, it really shows the times, and I like how it says, your sword can be a sermon or the power of a pen, which really gives power to the words, because, you know, with all of this political, whatever we're in right now, political unrest, I don't know, somebody has to write all this stuff for the news people to say, like, you have to write the script and everything, and, I mean, you have to have the words before you can do the action, so you have the words, that's a sword, and the action could be, you know, using the words, no matter what you want to do, how you want to use them, you know, you decide how you want to use the sword. So yeah, so that one, and then, here's one that I wrote, let me find it, sorry, so, this is called Stand, Disabled World, and it's about, so, whenever all this stuff, like, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, I have Facebook now, so yay, and I'm in a lot of disabled, groups, and honestly, when you read through it, you get really upset because of all this stuff that goes on in the world, and I'm not saying that the world is crappy, no, it's not, mostly people are good, but the people that are really crappy, like, if you're already upset about something, and you read that on Facebook about, like, somebody did this to somebody else, you're like, crap, like, I don't like the world, and so, I wrote this poem about, the disabled world and society, and how we're not standing up for our rights as disabled people. Oh, I should also mention, after I wrote this poem, I watched the movie, or the documentary, Crip Camp. It's about so basically it's about the disabled civil rights, group, I guess, where one of their protests, and how, like, they took over, like, a building and everything. It was really cool, and, like, passed the 504, and then how they passed the ADA, little bits and pieces of it. It wasn't, like, the whole thing, and, like, I think we need to do that again. That's just my personal opinion, but we're not, as disabled people, we're not really being included in stuff in society. Could just be my perception, especially in the healthcare fields, but, at least in the United States, you know, we're kind of being denied access to certain things because the world's becoming more technology dependent, and accessibility is not being built into these products, even though it's supposed to be. Like, for instance, you know, if something's not accessible on the internet, we shouldn't have to get our phones out, call a sighted person, either through, like, an app like Ira, really cool, by the way, or Be My Eyes, or something like that, where you can get a sighted person to help you just to navigate a website. Like, our technology is advanced enough to be able to, you know, make screen readers and make stuff like that. Like our phones, we can use them with voiceover, all this stuff. So, why don't we make a law where all the people that make websites have to make it accessible? Like, how hard is that? That just really drives me nuts, because I'm like, I go to do something and I'm like, yes, I've got this, everything's fine. And I'm like, wait, hold on, I can't do this, like, I need a sighted person. And that only happens with websites, like, not gonna name them, because I don't want you all to go to and be like, that's fine. That, you know, I don't want you guys to go to and be like, yeah, it works fine, like, I don't need anything. But it only happens with, like, big corporation websites, where, like, something happens, I email whoever I find on the website, they say, we'll get back to you, we gotta talk to our corporate whoever, and then the corporate person never responds. It drives me nuts. I'm like, just one simple thing. Like, I want to be able to go to one website, use it successfully, and be done. But no. Like, for instance, I've been looking for some textbooks on the internet, because a lot of my textbooks for my fieldwork are, like, my fieldwork instructor has, like, a reference book she wants me to use, and it's only available in print. So I say, okay, I'm going to go look on the internet. So I look on the internet, try to find this book, looked at all the blindness websites, like Bard, Bookshare, stuff like that, and I couldn't find them. So then I said, okay, I'm going to look on the internet. So I look on, like, some of the free, like, databases that I have access to, like, what's it called? Well, I don't use Nexus Una, but that's a thing, that's a database. Academic database, basically. But some of these ones you can download books from, and they're not the most accessible, and it drives me nuts because I'm like, I want research, man. I can't even get it. Anyway, long rant. I apologize. So yeah, dealing with all that, plus fieldwork, plus my personal / professional struggle right now. Yeah, it's been stressful. And angering at times, and honestly depression a little bit, not gonna lie, a little bit depression. I'm working through it, but it's still there. So anyway, long ranting, sorry. So I'm gonna read this poem. It's called Stand Disabled World. Okay. Excuse me. Who are we? Why do we let others take over our battles, our rights, our lives? Why do we just sit still while our world is torn to pieces? Why aren't we joining the others in this battle of freedom? We say we do not join because they are rebels, evil, unprofessional. We think we are superior to them. All lives matter. We are frightened of the consequences of our actions. Who will listen when we speak? Who listened to the ones before us? One group fights for violence. Excuse me. Let me just start over. So my braille display is not keeping up with what I'm reading. So like I keep reading the same line with my fingers, but I'm not reading it out loud. That's what's happening. So my braille display is like getting stuck. Okay. Beginning the poem again. Here we go. Who are we? Why do we let others take over our battles, our rights, our lives? Why do we just sit still while our world is torn to pieces? Why aren't we joining the others in this battle of freedom? We say we do not join because they are rebels, evil, unprofessional. We think we are superior to them. All lives matter. We are frightened of the consequences of our actions. Who will listen when we speak? Who will listen to the ones before us? One group fights with violence. One fights with the power of the press. One stands silent and afraid, and one doesn't bother to stand. Why stand if no one listens? Why stand if no one joins? Why stand if freedom will never be guaranteed? Why stand if the media doesn't see their rights as important? If they are forgotten by society or admired and placed on a pedestal just for being alive? Why not stand? Why not stand and fight? We have the right to equality, to understanding, to respect. Let us fight our own battle without those who claim they are for us, but are really only there for the validation of society. Let us come out of hiding, out of the corner where society has pushed us. Let us bring our bodies society sees as broken, uncured, and fight for our rights, because we are people and our lives matter too. So, I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but okay, I don't know who's even watching this, like, who's on my channel. I know I've got some people in Colombia. Go Colombia. So, I don't know if you guys in Colombia are aware of what's going on in the United States. But there's there's a protest with black people, / some white people. And there's this thing called white privilege. So basically it means that if you grow up white, you don't know what it's like to be black, which, duh. Um, and it's this thing, the idea that because you're white, you get certain things handed to you. Society respects you more, kind of like what we would call, in the disabled community, we call it able-bodied privilege, which is basically society sees you as normal, so they don't look down on you, they don't make fun of you, they don't do any of that stuff, which, sure, we'll say that. Basically, it's the idea that you don't get discriminated against because you're either able-bodied or white. Now, we all know that, historically, disabled people and black people get discriminated against more frequently because they're not white. However, I think saying white privilege is a bit too far because, now, don't get me wrong, there are some people that are completely like that. But I think white privilege is just gone a bit too far because people get discriminated against. You can be, like, white, but still be, like, I don't know, 400 pounds, let's say, and society would be like, oh, you're fat. Like, they would discriminate against you because of your weight, which now, according to some people, obesity is a disability, which I guess it could be. But my point of it is, you can be white and still be discriminated against. I'm not arguing the fact that white people get less discrimination than black people, or non-disabled people get less discrimination than disabled people. I'm just saying that discrimination still happens with white people and with able-bodied people as well. Just maybe not as frequently. Yeah, so I'm sorry that I had to just state my political views there. But yeah. So that's what's happening in the United States, and people are taking it, like, super far, to where, like, they're burning stuff down and destroying property, and honestly, that bothers me because, like, that's not really what it was supposed to be at the beginning. It just kind of turned into that. People got angry, which, I understand. I mean, enough's enough, and I can't blame them completely because, like, I understand, trust me. We have a 70-something% unemployment rate in the disabled world, so I get it. Enough's enough. You want to be angry. I just think we need to figure out a better way to deal with our anger. I mean, anger doesn't do any good if you let it sit there, but it's also not doing any good if you're harming people. I just think we need to, well, breathe first, like, calm down and breathe, because, like, everyone's all panicked and stressed, and they want to punch everybody. But I think we need to just come up with a strategy of, like, we're angry, here's what we want, here's why we want it, and be able to reason with people, like, not necessarily compromise, because compromising can go bad, but basically, come up with a solution that's not violent. I mean, myself, as a blind person, I get it, how angering it can be. I mean, these past several months in my personal life have proven it. I've literally cried, like, more than normal. And honestly, like, I understand getting angry. We just need to figure out a way to control our anger and not let it rule us, as people. So yeah, so I'm stepping off of my soapbox for now. That's enough. I'm done. Just have to make that little political monologue, I guess, whatever it is. Yeah. Anyway, so update on my life aside from all the negative stuff. Positively, my glaucoma is under control, so yay. I had a lot of pain in my eyes, and there's glaucoma. I have that. My pressures are like 12, so that's exciting because normally they're like super high. So everything's going good. And I graduate in like 13 weeks, so yay. I'm like so excited to graduate, guys. Like, yes. Also, personal things too have been going on with graduation. But hopefully I can graduate and like, celebrate. I'm gonna go eat, like, a cake or something. I don't know. I'm gonna find some way to celebrate by myself with my dog. Like, I don't know. They need to make, like, a dog/human cake that you can both eat. That'd be awesome. Like, half dog, half human. I would eat it. Yeah, I'm gonna celebrate. And then I can tell you guys my personal story of what's been going on these past months after graduation / once I get my own place, so I don't have to worry about, like, consequences and stuff. But yeah, so that's about all that's been going on in my life. I'm in my fieldwork rotation at a place that I can't say. I'm able to treat patients by myself now. I have a wonderful fieldwork educator. She's amazing. She believes in me. Like, she almost makes me want to cry, because she's like, yeah, you got this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, thank you. Because a lot of people don't think I can do it, and she does. And I'm like, yes. So I'm learning cupping, which is like, so like a giant suction cup, basically, that you put on someone's body, and it pulls the skin and the muscles and ligaments and all that stuff into the cup, and then you just pull it off like a suction cup, and it gets the blood flowing. Learning how to do gua sha, which is GUA space SHA, gua sha, and it's really cool. It's like a Chinese technique. You take this, like, so it's like a knife, but the blade is not a blade, and you basically dig into the skin and scrape back and forth, and that kind of loosens, like, the tension of your, I think it's supposed to like, balance your chi or chai, whatever it's called in Chinese medicine, but we use it more for loosening your ligaments and everything. And if you have scar tissue, we use that a lot too. So yeah, I'm learning that, and I'm learning how to, whoa, sorry, Beacon just, like, went away. You done? Sorry, Beacon's scratching, so if you hear that noise in the background, I apologize. But yeah, I learned how to do all that, and it's been really cool. I learned how to do, like, transfers again, which is nice, because I've kind of forgotten. And, you know, my person's been really good at working with me, which I appreciate a lot. So yeah, so that's what's been going on with me in my life, and Beacon's doing well. She had a little bit of an accident in the store a while back that was embarrassing. Walmart, actually, is where it was. And I just kind of, like, pick it up and walk away. I was like, yeah, nothing happened, everything's fine. And she literally, I don't think she even felt like she had to go. She just, like, sat down, pooped, and then got back up, and I was like, whoa, okay, we're gonna leave. But yeah, she's good now. I think she was having a little bit of upset stomach issues, because she did it, like, twice in 2 weeks. But yeah, she's good now, so that's fun. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just chilling at my house a lot, because, like, everything's canceled. We do a lot of, like, you know, like October things, like fall things, and all that's canceled now, so it's kind of weird, because there's, like, nothing to do. So, yeah, it's boring. I think in, like, 2 weeks there's gonna be, like, another place open up, and then you can do, like, pumpkins and, like, corn mazes and everything. I might go to that just to have something to do with my life. What else? I think that's about it. Might go hunting in a couple weeks, I don't know. I'm trying to find a guide. And I wish I could video that, but I'm not going to, because we're hunting. But yeah, so basically, you just have a sighted person behind you, and they, depending on what you want, like, I prefer them to speak to me, but they can also tap me. Certain taps mean certain directions, so, like, your left shoulder, move it to your left, your right shoulder, move it to your right. Middle of your neck means straight on, you know, different things. Move the gun up, move the gun down, keep it steady, fire, like, all those have different taps, different touches, different voice commands. So basically I'm just following the direction of a sighted person, but I'm still shooting the gun. So yeah, so that'll be fun. I'm trying to work with my Department of Natural Resource people to provide an accessible version of the hunting manual here in Indiana. Don't know how that's gonna go, but we're working on it. So yeah, so that's basically how my life's been these past like 3 months, 4 months. Yeah, so not gonna lie, as I said earlier, I have been dealing with some depression a little bit, and luckily, God's helped me get over it so far. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, like, a year and a half ago. So that's good. I hope everyone's doing well. Whoever's watching this, I have no idea who's going to. But feel free to comment, or well, I guess you can't. I was gonna say you can message me on YouTube, but that's not a thing anymore. So comment, or don't comment, I don't know, share, do something, to let me know you're out there, because, otherwise, I'm just making these videos for me, and I'm like, that's weird. So yeah, so, if you're out there, please comment, give me some suggestions of what you want me to do. I can find something to do, to show you how I do certain things. I wish I could show you some of the stuff I do with patients, but that's, illegal, so I can't, because I like to show you some sensory things, like how I keep track of patients, because I have this one person who, once he found out I was blind, he goes, okay, good, so I can run away and you won't find me. And I was like, no, you have to stay there. So, he runs away, and I keep, turning around to find him, and he's like, how'd you find me? And I was like, I hear you. You make noise when you walk. So yeah, so, I would like to video some of that stuff, but it's not possible. Unless I found some fake people, like some patients that weren't real. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Now as far as Beacon goes with the fieldwork place, so I've trained her on the building. She knows how to find different things, like Germex, the hot pack thingy where you put the giant hot packs. She knows certain trash cans, certain laundry baskets for towels. Certain cabinets. I can say, hey, let's go find the hamper, which is literally to her just a giant trash can, and she'll take me there. And the hamper is my term for laundry basket. I don't know what you guys use, but that's my term, hamper. So yeah, that's pretty much all. I've been eating a lot of local restaurants here, which is cool, because I haven't been home for technically almost 2 years, basically. Aside from Christmas and the 1 month I was here for the summer last year. So it's nice to be home and go to different places and see the town again. But I'm also kind of disappointed because I was supposed to be going somewhere else right now, and I'm not. So but I'm dealing with it. I'm okay. And I'm excuse me, sorry. And I sound like this because I have allergies, so I'm not crying, I promise. The air is super dry because it's September 19th, I think. Sounds right, yeah, 19th, 18th, something, whatever date it is. So it's dry and cold outside a little bit. So allergies, yay. So I sound like this. But yeah, that's my life so far. Hopefully everybody else is doing good. Let me know in the comments, or ooh, you could post a video. Yeah, that'd be cool if you could make a video comment. If you can, you should do that. That'd be cool. I want to hear your voices. Yeah, so if you're watching, hello. If this is your first time watching this video, or any of my videos or my channel, thank you for watching. I'm a college student who's blind, and I'm just living my life and telling you about it. Well, mostly about it. I don't tell you all the personal stuff, but what I want to. This is my channel where I kind of go deep into emotions of dealing with a disability / being a college student, and sometimes I demonstrate stuff, sometimes I just talk a lot. I'm a talker. Uh, and sometimes I really want to do a video of me and Beacon walking, my guide dog, but I have to have a person to do that because I'm not very good at walking and taking video with her. I just like to pay attention to what she's doing and not being on my phone. But yeah, so I do that, and I have a Facebook page, so if y'all want to join, like, find me. Not gonna get my Facebook link out, because, like, that's my personal page, so, you know. But I don't post anything on there either, so you're not gonna find anything too personal. Literally all I ever post is about Beacon. I'm like, hey, Beacon did this today, or hey, we had this today, and, like, no one cares. So, no, they do care. They're really cool. But I don't post anything personal like I do on my YouTube channel. Just because I have a lot of family and stuff on there, and I'm like, I don't want to tell you my life story about, because some of my stuff's about them, basically. Some of my extended family, like, I'm like, yeah, this person did this, and if I put that on Facebook, my extended family's gonna go, you were talking about me, and I'm like, no, but yes. So yeah, so I don't really post anything on social media really except for this stuff on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. So thank y'all for subscribing / watching this, and hopefully it will process and be uploaded soon. I apologize again for the visual of what you're seeing. I have no clue, and hopefully you are doing well. Good lord, said the word wrong. Hopefully you are doing well. And have a good rest of your Saturday / whatever day you're watching this. Thank you all.